You know, if you went to the bank every single day and you took out just $2, it wouldn't matter how long it took. Eventually, there wouldn't be anything left, especially if you didn't have direct deposit, especially if you didn't make any deposits at all. But ask yourself how often, after you pour into the people that you work with every day, your peers, your coworkers, after you pour into the people you work for every day, your boss, your employer, your customer, after you pour into your family, into your friends, into strangers in the line at the fast food restaurant, in the mall, in traffic, in the parking lot, after you pour in the grace and the patience and the tolerance and the love that it takes to get through a day, how much do you have left? And how long before you just run out? I mean, it seems like a silly question, but think about it. Sometimes don't you feel completely drained, completely empty? Like you just got no more emotion left to share? You just lost all your energy? You're fed up to the top with stupid people? Your patience is gone? You're exasperated and exhausted? A lot of that has to do with the whole bank account principle. You can't give what you don't have. You can't spend what you haven't earned. You can't withdraw what you haven't deposited. And sometimes we find ourselves drained, worn out, whipped, beat up, because we haven't made any deposits in ourselves along the way. I'm pretty committed. Every day I read about an hour, sometimes longer if I get the chance. It is one of my favorite things to do, to read and to study. Not just to read casually, but to read and to study. You'll see any of my books are marked up, and I've adopted John Maxwell's funny little click pen with the multiple colors so I can highlight and underline and circle things with different colors for different intentions, and even make notes in the margins of the books. I tell my children when I pass away, all of the wisdom that I have gleaned from the books that has changed and shaped me will be found in the margins of the books that I've read, as well as the pages of the ones that I've written. But what do you do to refill yourself? Are you a regular churchgoer? Do you have times of just concentrated relaxation? Do you intentionally unplug from everything just long enough to recharge your own batteries? In the days of old, the Hebrew children and the Jewish population even today recognized one day out of the week, the entire day, as a day of rest and recuperation and reconnection, a day when no work is done. Do you do that? Do you have a day set aside, a time set aside, at least a couple of hours set aside that nothing gets your attention, nothing gets your focus except what you're focused on, feeding yourself? As a man of faith, my scripture is included in that. I read the Bible and study the Bible, not nearly as often as I should, but as often as I can, and I pour into myself that way. I study other books on coaching and leadership and psychology, communication skills. The things that I give away on a regular basis, I take in as fast or faster. I study people on business skills, on sales techniques, on marketing techniques. I study people who are in the same industry that I'm in. I study coaches. I study coaching methodology. I study education principles and practices. Because those are the things that give me more to give away. The more I understand about communication, the more I can pour into other people. The more I understand about attitude and leadership and how the psychology of those things comes together, the more I can pour into other people when I'm teaching and leading and speaking. Those are the things that I'm required to have in me. In addition to that, though, I will spend time just in worship. I had a great time yesterday. Broken time. which is ironically a really good time. About 2.5 hours, where I just turned off everything. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. I turned on some worship music. I locked the doors, and it was just me. It's a great time to think and reflect and recuperate. Do you have time like that? Do you make time like that? It's not always easy to afford the time like that, but it's impossible to afford less. You will eventually run dry, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually, relationally. If you're not recharging your emotions, if you're not recharging your intellect, if you're not stimulating your own thought processes and your own ideas being challenged by what you think, you'll run dry. You'll have little to say that's new and fresh and challenging. You'll have little to offer those who are seeking you out for your insights and your advice. You'll have little spiritual strength to fight the war that is constantly berating you. Oh, trust me, those things are there. They're coming. If you're not in a battle now, it's right around the corner. It may be a battle over your finances, over your relationships, over your opportunities in life. It may be a change of seasons, a change of direction. Those battles come. They come to all of us at every level. Some people completely ignore them until they're blindsided and devastated and the circumstances around them can't be undone. Some people preemptively attack the circumstances and the change that's coming and the innovation, and they say, I'm going to be ahead of this curve, and I know because I've been studying the concepts and I've been studying the idea, the finances, and the change in the markets. I'm going to be ready when that happens. Some people just roll with the punches and they have a new plan in their pocket for whatever comes next. What about you? Where are you in that cycle? Do you feed your mind? Do you feed your soul? Do you feed your spirit? Are you growing on a daily basis? Are you pursuing things that grow you, that make you stronger, that make you wiser, that make you more patient, that bring you peace? If not, the battle's coming. And if you're not prepared, if you're not ready to fight with a sharp sword and loaded with ammunition, if your mind is not full, your heart is not full, and your soul is not full, you could lose a lot and find yourself drained. Will you take some time today, or at minimum over this Christmas holiday when everybody has a couple of extra days off, I hope, a few days off school, a few days off work, a few days with the family, take some time to just get alone and feed you. Read a good book or two. Listen to an audiobook while you're in traffic. But add value to you so you can add value to those around you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday season. I will see you a few more times before the Christmas break, but I want to encourage you to feed you. I'm J Loren Norris, and you've been watching Tell It Like It Is TV. Have a blessed day.